Yeah.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1073. Hello, it is Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, at the last place on Earth. Today, it is Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the Engineer, plus the return of the much-loved segment called Into an Interview. I'll be speaking with Sharlee and Tracy of the band
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's kind of a big name, so I need a lot of time to say it. Henry River Honey. Yeah.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yeah, so today I talked to them. They're a great band from North Carolina. Yeah, I know things in that state right now aren't so fine. They've got a governor who now is trying to backtrack after he went on the LGBT attack. But Sharlee and Tracy of Henry River Honey and I don't talk about that.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We talk about their interesting tour, their great music. That is what we chat
Mike's
about.
Daily
So listen now.
Podcast.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. And let me just walk in.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, Good Stuff Supervisor. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear about this new band that's like sounding so cool. I like that name.
Yes, Henry River Honey. It makes me hungry.
Everything makes you hungry, Mike Matthews.
You saying everything makes me hungry makes me hungry.
Oh my god, Mike Matthews, it never stop.
It never stops. Look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, it's Floyd the Floorman. And it's John Deere the Engineer. Mike, last night, Hillary and Bernie yelled at each other a lot on stage. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That's timely. Because we are a daily show. We can be timely. I would like to say I am getting a little bit tired of debates by both parties. With all these people that scream and yell after everything the politicians say, it's so annoying. Now go find on YouTube a debate from like Clinton versus Bush, or Gore versus the other Bush, or go back to Reagan and Mondale. Yes. I could not remember who he was up against, or Carter, or go Reagan and Carter, etc. And you will see that the audience is so calm. It's like as if they're not even there. And if anyone claps, it's like, shh, quiet, this is church. Now it's not church anymore. It's like anything goes. And if you do go, and you want to go to Amazon and buy something, I'm shifting topics, but not really. Go to mikesdailypodcast.com and buy whatever it is you want to buy on Amazon through that link that you find at mikesdailypodcast.com, and that helps us out. It's a great way to support this show. Plus, if you want to donate through the PayPal, that's there at mikesdailypodcast.com. You will get a special greeting from all of the Cafe Anyway characters, the podcast players. They will send you a greeting. Speaking of theater players, that's kind of what we were doing just at that moment, just right then. I am going to see The Great Gatsby in Danville tonight, the Danville Theater, downtown Danville. It's going to be awesome. And my friend, director Eric, is going to be directing it, or he has directed it. Now the players go up there on the stage and do what he says. Or not. They're actors, after all. They're going to do what the hell they want, right? So that's, anyway, if you're in Cafe Anyway, at downtown Danville, anywhere there near there, tonight or the next couple of weekends, there is going to be The Great Gatsby, a performance of that. Not the Baz Luhrmann version. That was scary. But the Eric Hayes is his name, his version. Eric and I did a play back in college a gazillion years ago at UCSB, UC Santa Barbara. We did a Shakespeare play, All's Well That Ends Well. He was in it. I was in it. And my friend Terry was the director, and I'm still friends with Terry today. She just had a birthday a couple weeks ago. All right, I've gotten off track. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. Podcast pictures and past interviews and all kinds of fun stuff. The blog and everywhere you can listen to the show. By the way, if you do listen to the show in iTunes, make sure to comment on the show in iTunes. If you do that, more people find out about us if you rate the show in iTunes. And now, my Into an Interview with Henry River Honey.
Into an Interview.
All right.
All right, I'm talking with Henry River Honey. Yay!
Yay!
This is so awesome. I'm talking to Chely Cousineau and to Tracy Horton.
Yes.
And they are really awesome because I listened to them over a friend of mine's phone. A friend of mine named Georgia is camping over in Tennessee, and at a campground, she meets Chely and Tracy, and says, "Mike, you've got to interview them. They sound so good." Yeah. And then actually they played for me over the phone. Unfortunately, because I have Sprint and they suck, it cut out on me and I didn't get the whole.
Oh.
But then I went on your website.
I got Sprint also. It stinks.
But then I went to your website, which is henryriverhoney.com.
Yes.
And listened to some of your songs, and I was like, ooh, this sounds great.
Yay, you liked it?
I liked it a lot, yes.
That's exciting.
I'm going to play some of it on the show today.
Perfect.
How did you two wonderful women meet?
I was playing with a friend of mine almost 3 years ago in June. It'll be 3 years. I was playing at a local bar.
Is that Chely or Tracy?
This is Chely.
Oh, hi, Chely.
So
Go on.
So I was playing at a local bar, and we started playing, and then Tracy came in, and she had just finished writing a song that day.
Yeah, so I had been sort of out of playing music for a while, and I just written my first song in many, many years, and so the bartender there at the bar said, well, why don't you come up on Sunday? You know, we have a music night. Maybe you can play your song up there. So I ended up at the same place Chely was, and she was up there playing her fiddle and singing the roof off of that building in her cowgirl boots and drinking whiskey on the rocks. And I was like, I'm going to need to play music with that girl. So I got up there and played my song, and she must have liked it, I guess. I do. Yeah, I like that song, and so now she lets me sing it, which I love.
Wait, which song is it?
And then it's actually not on our EP.
Oh.
It will be, I know. It's a great song, too. It will be on our full-length album that we'll record this fall, for sure.
Exciting.
Yeah, so, and it was really weird because, we played that night, or she played that night we met, and then we invited her, that was a Sunday night, and we invited her to a Tuesday night open mic that my friend hosted, and so she came up, and her and I and another female from Charlotte, Jackie Mosley, we all kind of jammed, and it was really nice because at this open mic we were one of the very few females, three of the very few females that ever played there, so I think everybody really enjoyed that there was really three really talented people playing. And so there was a woman there who was heading up the first Chick Singers Night in Charlotte the following Sunday, and she asked us if us three could come and open for the show. And it was so funny because we're like, we don't know each other. We've never met each other before, these couple days. And 4 days later, we were playing at a stage in Charlotte.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was it really called Chick Singers Night?
Yes, Chick Singers Night. It's actually something that was started in Chicago. And it was, now I think it's in like 10 cities now across the country, but they do, different people head up the Chick Singers Night, and it's just to make people aware of the amazing talents in different cities of these females who are just amazing singers. So we've been a part of that twice now, so it was really great.
And are you both originally from Charlotte?
No, actually, what's funny, I was born in Monroe, Michigan.
Oh.
And Tracy,
I was born in Monroe, North Carolina. So, and the funny thing is that, so Waxhaw, this town that we're from, I've lived there, for many years. It's only about 15 minutes from, where my family still lives and where I was born. It's kind of my hometown. And I lived there about 10 or 12 years and never met Chely. She lived there for many years before we met, and it wasn't until I moved back up into Charlotte, and then this place where we happened to meet was about halfway in between, where I had moved to in Waxhaw, and come to find out she lived in Waxhaw the whole time.
Wow.
It was just such a small world that, we both lived in Waxhaw, but we didn't know each other. And then I didn't live there anymore, and we met, and we were playing this music together. And then I'm born in Monroe, and she's born in Monroe. It's just kind of crazy.
Wow, it was meant to be.
yeah, it was. And we say now, if we would have known that we were both born in Monroe in different states, our name would probably be different than what it is. But
it was always kind of like that. From the first time we met, though, I mean, it was like, I just kind of knew I wanted to play music with her, and, just something magical happened just from the first time that we played music together, and other people recognized that, and we realized that, hey, maybe we should, get to know each other and see if we can write together, and we decided really quickly that we both had the same ideas about music and what we wanted to do with it, and the same background, to a degree, but we're so different musically that it just kind of worked. So we decided to go to a beach trip to write for about 10 days, and we really didn't even know each other, so we decided maybe we should get together and just see if, we were even going to get along. So we kind of went in not even knowing each other, strangers, into this beach trip to write music, and we had a really successful writing trip that time, and I brought a lot of songs to the table, and she brought some to the table. We kind of worked them out together, and kind of been just going strong playing ever since.
Wait, a beach trip?
yeah, we, I guess it was probably about 3 weeks after we met. Tracy was like, hey, let's go to the beach and write.
What
and
beach?
Just play some music. Sunset Beach, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we just went there and holed up in the house for 4 days to start, and just wrote like crazy. And then Friday came along, and we decided we needed to go out and have some fun. And that's where one of our songs on the EP came from, The Devil Made Me Do It. We had a good old time that night.
Wait a minute. Okay, well, that song, let's play that one first. That's a really soulful song. You've got this awesome harmonica at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
wow, did you two get into some trouble?
Well, we were close.
I wish I was there. Sounds like it was fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
So you wrote that after the events of that evening?
Oh, yeah, actually that morning we woke up, we both woke up, crossed paths in the hallway, and just looked at each other like, what happened last night? And we tried to be good. I know. Tried to be good, Lord. One of us pounded on the table, and I said, I've tried so hard to be good, and it just ain't working. And then that song literally kind of just poured out in about 15 minutes.
Try so hard to be good, Lord. Try to keep it in the lines on bending knees every morning, but he comes back every night, and I try so hard to get to church, Lord. Sunday don't ever come around. Every Saturday night, when that ever-loving sun goes down, I'll be drinking and smoking and rolling all over town. There's nothing I can do to keep my demons down. Praying ain't working when it comes right down to it. I just say the devil made me
Where did the name Henry River Honey come from?
Well, there's a little town, actually, in North Carolina, outside of Hickory, called Henry River Milltown. It's called Henry River, but it's an old mill town, and it was a self-sustained mill town for, I think, 10 years. They had their own currency and their own general store, and it's just got a lot of cool history to it. And even when you drive into Henry River now, you still see all the old mill houses. It's all shut down. The land is for sale, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
It has its own dam. Like I mean, we're talking about like, I don't know. It's been closed and just abandoned for 30 years,
longer probably.
But they have their own dam. It's hydroelectric and supply power, and they had a mill. I mean, it's a really cool, inspiring place.
Wait, then where does the honey come from?
Well, we just figured we needed something that was a little bit more feminine.
Because there's 2 women in this band.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, how do we get it to be a little bit more feminine? And actually, we had a third band member, and we were all women, and then she had to leave the band for some health issues. So Tracy and I kept on, and we're like, this is a chick band. So Henry River is a great name, but we're like, how do we make it more feminine? And then HRH is just a great acronym for it.
Yeah.
We liked it.
Also, it's one of those names where we could get HenryRiverHoney.com, Henry River Honey at Facebook, Henry River Honey, so we could go ahead and have that name across the board, which is really important to be easy to find as a band.
Yeah, there was nobody else that had Henry River Honey as anything.
You guys are you're so tech savvy. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. We try. We're still getting the Twitter. We're still getting a hang of the Twitter thing.
I think I can throw a brick through my window and maybe hit Mark Zuckerberg's Porsche or whatever he drives. He probably drives a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or some crazy car. No, he probably drives a Tesla. But anywho.
Yes.
I would drive a Tesla if I was him or anybody else. Or if I wasn't in this tour band, I would be driving a Tesla currently.
Now, I hear you're in a van right now because you were staying at the campground or some kind of trailer type thing, right? At the campground with my friends Bob and Georgia.
Yes. We're on tour. This is our first tour. So we're staying up in a Sprinter van, so we can sleep. Yeah. We can sleep and we can pee and we can cook in our van, and it's great.
Yeah. That's all you
really
need.
Comfortable and nice. Been on the road now for one week. This is a 5-week. The first stint on this tour we're on now is for 5 weeks. So we've pretty much been around the Knoxville area this whole week. Had a couple of shows in Knoxville and one in Johnson City, and then we're going to head out in the morning towards Nashville. And
wait, how did the beer place go? Wasn't it called like Crotchety Bastard or something?
Crafty, yeah, the Crafty Bastard. Yeah,
how did that go?
Crafty Bastard Brewery. It was good. It was fun. It's a cool building, but it's all concrete, which works a little hard to actually get the sound to carry, and it was very loud. So it was a little different. Yeah. But it was fun. We had a good old time, anyways. Great bugs, great crowd, and the louder we got, the louder they got, and the ambient noise is just in this room reverberated. I mean, concrete floors, walls, and super tall ceilings, and you just got noise bouncing everywhere.
And good beer, good beer too,
and really great beer.
Oh, the beer was so good. You like the IPAs, right? We talked about that.
Yeah, IPAs.
Yes. They had a couple good IPAs, and we had that Tessellation IPA. Oh, it was so good. It was like a mango. Yeah, ooh, it was good. It was delicious.
Oh.
You would have liked it.
Oh, man, I wish I was there.
I know. You'll have to come to Knoxville and visit sometime and let us know. We'll meet you here and go have a beer.
Woo!
Crafty Bastard Brewery.
That'd be great. Wow, that sounds like it was a lot of fun. I'm going to play Heartless Man. Men are heartless. I know. because I'm one, and I have no heart where my heart should be. It just some sort of.
Oh no, that's not what I heard.
Well,
that's not what I heard. Georgia and Bob said you're awesome people.
Oh, they talked me up. That's nice of them.
They did.
But men suck. Anyway, beautiful guitar in this, and there's a great guitar fiddle combo going on. And what's that bass drum beat I'm hearing in it?
Hello, Tracy. So I play foot percussion as well as guitar. So basically I have a bass cajon, and I have it mic'd, so it hits pretty hard, particularly depending on the sound system. So basically it sounds like a bass drum, and then I have a shaker that I play with my other foot that is mic'd. So most of what you're hearing on the CD, we actually sound like that live.
Wow.
Other than there's a stand-up bass on the Devil Made Me Do It in a harmonica, and of course a piano on Constant Lover. But other than that, we wanted to make our EP sound as much like you would hear us live. So we are have a pretty large percussive element when we perform, which is helpful as a duo.
Yeah, it is. Well, Tracy's really good at. She's pretty much a one-man band, so she plays the cajon and the shaker with her feet while she's playing guitar and singing.
Dang.
So, yeah, but. Yeah, so that cajon is what you hear in The Heartless Man.
Tracy, you're such a multitasker.
Well, the funny thing is I've always had happy feet. So in the beginning, just playing my guitar, my feet are doing all this stuff. And finally I'm like, man, and I've been a percussionist as well as a guitar player like my whole life. Mm-hmm. Mostly playing hand percussion and kit. But I have happy feet, and finally we were like, hey, why don't we put my feet to good use? So I rigged up this this drum and this other thing and way to play with my feet, and just kind of worked with it and dialed it in, and it sounds, really great and really balanced. So I'm happy with it, and I'm continuously learning new beats with it that I can do and off beats, and learning a lot of dynamics with it.
Gave in to your charms, never worry about the scars. Look at me now, look at me now. Tears running down my face, burns on the soles of my feet, from walking the cause of your misery. Keep killing for sport and hunting for love. You won't find it here. I've decided I'm done. You ravished my heart, pulled it out of my chest, take it as your own, because you have none. Heartless man, heartless man. You'll see me laughing out loud as I walk through the smoke. Your devilish spells I have broke. What you gonna do now? Ooh, you made your own hell. What you gonna do now? Ooh, heartless man. Begging for my grace, so you won't let me be, but I can be as heartless as you were to me.
I think I'm in love with both of you, and I'm also in love with the song Constant Lover. It's got a beautiful piano and fiddle, and the fiddle's so lonely, and your voice is so beautiful. Wait, who's singing on this?
That's me, Chely.
Chely singing on this. It sounds so beautiful. This must be great live. This song must be awesome live.
It's It's really beautiful in a listening room where people can actually hear the words, and especially if I'm able to tell where the song came from. People usually start tearing up a little bit and crying, and I do as well. I do love to sing this song live.
So it's got a sad story behind it?
Not really sad. It's actually about my great-grandparents, my mama and my papa.
Oh.
So they were married for a very long time, and my papa had passed away, and my mama outlived him by about 10 years. And it was interesting to watch her life after he passed away. And because she kind of pretty much her whole life had been with him, you know, I think they got together and she was 17 and got married and had kids and all that. And so when she passed away, I started writing this song because I kind of just wanted to give her some kind of voice as to looking back on their life together. And mid-writing the song, before I came up with the chorus, I started talking to my mom and getting some information about the history of my mama and papa's relationship and life together, and found out that my papa, I love him. He was a little bit of a rascal, but it was interesting, and that's where the chorus came from. You know, because every relationship has their ups and downs, but they just loved each other no matter what, and they were constant, and so that's what the song's about.
Walking alone down this dirt road, our house is only a stone's throw. It's where I sang you are my sunshine. And I promised I'd follow you until the end of time. I loved you even when you know I shouldn't have. You were my weakness until my dying day. It's been 10 long years. The sun hasn't shined. And the man in the moon refused to smile. Since you've been gone, I've been waiting for the day the cardinals would come and fly me away. Loved you even when you know I shouldn't have. You were my weakness until my dying day.
Saigon, which is on the EP, that one came out like done. It's done off the tape. Yeah.
Just right away.
Yeah.
Huh.
It really just depends. It's different every time.
Yeah, for
And-
me too. There isn't really one set process. I mean, it's just kind of like something's on my mind. Let me play about it. And sometimes it just comes right out, and then sometimes it's like, all right, well, go back and look about it, and go back and look about it. So I think right now there's probably 8 songs that are in a stage of stewing on, and between what I got in my head and what she has in her head. And every now and then we'll just go revisit them and like hey, do you have any more thoughts on this? So we kind of have about probably 8 or 10 running ideas right now that we just kind of, are we feeling this today? No. How about this? No. Oh, let's work on this one. And then sometimes one of us will come to the table with something pretty much complete.
Putting the song onto tape, as it were, how's that like?
So that was a process. We had no idea, really, until we recorded this first EP. Neither of us, I had been in the studio and recorded some violin on some things before, but other than that, I really hadn't recorded a whole lot. And so my dad was a huge help in that process. My dad's a musician, and he had we did this whole EP very grassroots, and that's kind of our base for everything that we're doing is very grassroots. You know, we're managing ourselves, we book ourselves, we do everything on our own. And so we went into the studio at my dad's house, really just had to learn how to record, and it's a completely different process than playing out live.
Right.
The click track
made me insane, and I was scared that click track was changing tempo. It wasn't me.
Yeah. So when you go to record a song, you to keep the tempo so that all the other layers, especially if you're not playing it live in a room, or, in separate rooms mic'd, if you're not playing it all at the same time, it's layers. You're adding layers on layers on layers, and so to get that first foundation for the song, you have to play to a click track, and it's just a click thing that's going on in your headphones. And to learn how to play to that was all Tracy, and now she's mastered it though.
Met a man in Saigon, he'd been there since the war. Decided not to come home, he wanted to see more of what the jungle and he had in store. Trekked on up to Sapa, got a little chill. Met a girl named Soul, she warmed him with the pill. They got married, had a little baby, bought a water buffalo. And so, and so, and so, and so, on I go. I got to see more, there's so much more to see. Why don't you come along, come hitch a ride with me. Flew on down to Hoyan, and that's where I found Pam. Wasn't hard to find her, at 6'5" she stands. Oh man, she's such a sight to see. Put on her apron and baked up some goods. Had me a handful, probably more than I should. Next thing I know, down I go. And down and down and down and down, down I go. I've got to see more, there's so much more to see. Why don't you come along, come hitch a ride with me. You ready to go for a ride? Here we go. Floating in the easy, Jill swam up to me. Was a bit clumsy, had a cut on his knee, but he didn't mind. He didn't let it stop him. He just jumped on in. He swam and swam and swam and swam. On he goes. He's got to see more. There's so much more to see. Why don't you come along, come hitch a ride with me. Pack up your suitcase and gas up your car. Tell all your best friends we're gonna go far away from here.
love them so. As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley-Mont.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the podcast picture is from Alabama, which is not... Well, they might be there right now. They are touring Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, all around there. So that is a picture of Florence, Alabama, and O'Neill Harbor. It was so nice. I had been living in Alabama for 2 years, and if I ever wanted to feel like I was not landlocked, which I kind of was in Alabama where I was, I would go to Florence, and that wonderful little harbor there made me feel like, oh wow, it's a marina, and I feel like I'm in California again because I see a marina and there's seagulls, and but it was the beautiful Tennessee River that this marina was on. And I wish I had a boat, because that would have been fun to go out on the Tennessee River. Another great place is Ditto Harbor. That's closer to Huntsville, actually. Florence is about an hour west of Huntsville. So my ex-wife and I lived in Huntsville, Alabama. We've been divorced now a couple of years. She's met a new guy. Apparently, things have progressed with this guy, and now she's gone off to meet his family. She told me a couple days ago, yeah, I went to Nolans, as we were discussing on the last show with Haley, and she met his family there, and then went to Mississippi. I'm like, you went to Mississippi? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what was it like? And she said, it was like Alabama. And I said, do you remember the time you and I drove through Mississippi on our way to Alabama when we drove and moved our stuff from California to Alabama? And she said, yes. And I said, do you remember we ate at a Subway sandwiches in Mississippi? And she said, yes. That was the only place we could find to eat. And I said, yes. Memories. So now she's back in the Mississippi groove, in the South groove. And I hope you enjoyed our Southern groove today with the great band Henry River Honey. And next show, it's going to be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!